Hey guys, welcome to Squeaky Clean Garage. I was gonna do a Speedo install video and I set it up to like give you step-by-step instructions, and unfortunately I suck at setting the camera up, and I put it over my shoulder and all I really got was like my shoulder, so I figured you guys didn't want to see like 15 minutes of that. So I'm just gonna give you a quick tutorial with some pieces I have left over just on how to measure it and cut it. So they send you this housing cable. It comes in a spool, and then it comes with this, usually it's a steel wire inside. One side is just a blank and the other side is crimped, and it has a already formed square block. That part goes into your transmission. So what you first want to do is just unwrap everything, and you want to pull out the metal inside cable because you don't use this till later. You don't want to take any of the ends off. If you do, the pressure clamp on the transmission side might slip off and then have a hard time getting it back on, and then it won't seal right. So basically, go ahead and figure out how you're going to run this through from the Speedo, from the speedometer down to the transmission. You may have to cut a hole in the wall. I suggest using something that's already there. Generally in older cars, there's plenty of holes already in there, and you can either put a grommet in there, run it by something else. You just got to find a position for the cable that isn't going to crimp it, because you can't do anything to the super extreme bends, because then the cable inside won't turn properly. It'll get bound up and it'll make your speedometer bounce up and down. So basically after you do that, you're going to hook in the one side that goes from your speedometer down through the wall, and then you're going to get it down as close as you can to where your the end connects to the transmission. Once you get it down to the transmission, you want to mark it with tape, because you're going to have to cut the tube. So once you get it all spaced out and bend properly, go ahead and make a mark, put some tape around it, bring it to your bench vise, and cut it with a grind wheel. Once that's done, you can put your steel cable that goes on the inside back in, and then you're going to put the end that goes to the transmission, which is the already formed square piece. And you're going to push that all the way in through. And I recommend when you're redoing the transmission that you go ahead and replace your bullet and the Speedo gear. Generally, the grommet that goes around the bullet gets compressed, and that's where you generally leak transmission fluid. That's what my problem was, and I think that happens to a lot of other people as well. So they're like 12 bucks, I think, from Summit. And the gear that comes with it, I think you can get it for like $5 or $6 as well. So I would just replace those, and it also helps when sizing this. So you go ahead and connect the transmission end after you cut it to length. You pull up the transmission nut, and then go ahead and connect the bullet and the transmission gear. Then once you push the cable back through, you're going to have excess because you cut it. So you're going to have, it's going to look something like this, because usually when you cut it, you're cutting off about a foot, maybe 2 feet, depending on the location of your Speedo and the transmission. So what you're going to do is you measure it to the tip. Recess cut 5/16 of an inch, because you're going to have to clamp on end housing that comes with the kit. It also comes with a little clip used to squeeze that end housing in your vice grip. So go ahead and so you're going to cut 5/16 below the ending, grind it down, put on the end housing, and then stick it in your bench vise with the little clip that's included. It's a little U clip, and then you basically torque that as hard as you can to seal it. Once you do that, you get to your firewall, connect it to your speedometer first, go to your transmission, connect it to your transmission, follow the cable through. If you have to protect it with some heat shield or some header tape or anything like that, because you don't want it resting on a header or being too close. I had to do that with mine. Included is going to be the install video. I did install it pretty quickly. Probably took me an hour going, from up top to below the car, working behind the dash and then going underneath. I'm gonna speed it up, so it wasn't very difficult. I just thought maybe you'd like to see someone visualize it for you. So enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
I'm a bad guy. Duh.
What happens when you buy used cars. You better be mechanically inclined because you just get shit like this everywhere. Fucking gaskets.
White shirt, now red, black, and no sleep. You're on your tippy toes, creeping. Look around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you, oh please. I do what I want when I'm wanting to. My soul, so cynical. White shirts, 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 white
All right, if you managed to stay this long through the video, thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe so I can keep this riveting material coming to you. And I hope to see you next time, guys. Take it easy.